Hello, good morning, welcome to my channel. My name is Nina. Today I am doing an ultimate book video. I've been seeing these on YouTube for a while. I've recently seen Haley and Sarah do them and I really enjoy watching them, so I thought I would do one myself. Now I am leaving to go on a about 3-week trip in a few days, so I thought I would take today to prep all of my book and reading things for this vacation. I want to go to the bookstore today to get some new books, but I also want to try to get as many of the summary reads that I want to take with me on vacation from the library. So I'm also going to take you with me to the library so we can get some books there. And then I want to look at both the books I get today and my current physical TBR to curate my summer TBR for at least these 3 weeks that I'm leaving on this trip. So it's just going to be a vlog of my day while I do all of the book preparations for my vacation. Now my current physical TBR is pretty good. I have a lot of books on there that I am really excited to read, but the one thing it is really missing is like light summery romance books. Now there's 2 books that I'm allowing myself to buy if I can find them in the store. The first one is the new Magnolia Parks, or new for me. I have read the first 2 Magnolia Parks and the first 2 Daisy Hates books, and that means I now have to read the 3rd Magnolia Parks. And if they have that in my bookstore, then I want to get that one. And I also want to get the new Hazel Hayes book. She is the author of Out of Love, and I read this one in 2020. This is one of the books that really got me back into reading. I loved this book, and she has a new book out. I think it's called Better by Far, but I think it's been out for like a few weeks, but I've not seen it in my local bookstores yet. So if I'm not finding it today, I'm gonna order it online so I can still read it. But this is very high on my like anticipated reads. So those are the 2 books that I want to get from the bookstore, and then the rest is just, I'm going to just wander the library and see what kind of summery, beachy reads I can find. So for now, I think I am going to get a coffee and maybe some lunch. I'm bringing my book so I can do some reading, and we're gonna start the day. Okay, it's a few days later. I went to the bookstore and did the lunch and things on Saturday, but then I didn't have time to finish the rest of the video because I didn't have time to go to the library. So it's now Monday and I'm going to the library today. I didn't find any of the books that I wanted to buy at the bookstore, so maybe I can find them at the library and then buy them later. I don't know, but we'll see. For now, I'm going to see what kind of romance summary books they have, and also just anything else that I see that I might be interested in. And then afterwards, we are going to curate my vacation TBR, or like the books that I'm going to bring with me on holiday. So let's go. I'm here looking for a few specific books and I have none of them, but I still found a few good ones. So I'm going home now and I'm gonna show you all the books I got. Hello, I am back. I have a huge stack of books. So I wanted to show you which ones I got. Now, first of all, these two Tom Clancy books are for my boyfriend. He asked me to bring these from the library for him so he can read these on vacation. So I won't be reading these, but he will. Now, as a little reminder, I went to the library specifically for some more light-hearted books, some more easy books to read. Because I have a lot of books on my TBR that will take like a little bit of brain power to read, which I love, but I want to have some more light-hearted and easy to read books so I can choose whatever mood I'm in. So the first one I saw that immediately caught my attention was this one called Curating. Now, I have never heard of this book, but I saw it on the shelves and I thought it sounded interesting because this book is about a girl that has like a toxic relationship with her job. I think she works as a journalist for a few different magazines and she's just not having any fun and she isn't really happy, and then she gets asked to write for this new startup magazine. And then I think we're also going to follow the woman who started up the magazine that Imogen is going to work for. So I just thought this sounded interesting and a little bit more lighthearted. Like I said, I've never heard about this book before, and I also don't know like the ratings people give this. So I'm going into this completely blind, but we'll see if I like it. The next book I got is Sadie. Now, this has been on my TBR for a while. Like on Storygraph, I just keep a list of books that I might be interested in reading, and this was on there. I don't know where I found it. I don't know why it was on there. And this one caught my attention because it is a young adult mystery thriller, I think. I think Sadie goes missing and then there's a podcast that is like trying to find her. Now the next book again is a book that I've never heard of. It's called Good Girl Complex. This is about like a people pleaser girl who moves into this town because her family wants to move there, and then she meets this bad boy. He hates like trust fund kids and they're gonna fall in love. It's probably gonna be pretty shitty, but like incredible and very fun and probably a very easy read. I feel like you need at least one of these books when you go on a vacation. Then I got the Kiss Quotient. Now this book has been all over TikTok for years. I've just never read it and I saw it in the library now and I was like, actually this does sound pretty interesting. Let me just try it. Because this book is about a girl with autism who hires an escort to help her like get more experience with boys and men. And I think probably she will eventually fall in love with him, but I don't know, I haven't read it yet. But I've heard so many people love this book, so I feel like that can really go wrong. The next book I got is The Hawthorne Brothers. Now this is the fourth, I think, book in a series. I have borrowed this from the library before, but I just didn't read it and then brought it back because my time was up, but I still really want to read it, so I figured I would borrow it again. Because this is from the Inheritance Games series and I loved that series. I read it so fast, and this is from a different POV, so I'm curious to see if I will like it as much as I did the original 3 books. And then last but not least, I got the Atlas Complex. I had already checked out all of my books and then I walked out and I saw this one on a table and I was like, actually, let me go back and get this one as well, because this is the 3rd book in the Atlas 6 series and I loved the first 2 books. But I haven't bought this one yet because there's only like this big hardback version. I have like the softcover of all the other books, so I didn't want to buy the hardcover, so I'm waiting for the paperback to come out. But when I saw that they had it at the library, I was like, I can read it already and then just buy it once the paperback is out. I think this will be an incredible hit. Like, I loved the first 2 books, so I can't imagine that I won't love this one as well, but we'll see. So those are the books that I borrowed at the library. Now the final step for this video is to actually choose which of the books from my physical TBR I am taking on my vacation alongside these books. Now I'm going away for 2.5 weeks and I read a lot on vacation, so I am bringing a lot of books. I'm going on vacation by car, so there's not like a weight limit or anything, so I think I'm going to bring at least maybe 12 books. I have 6 from the library, so now I can choose which ones from my physical TBR I also want to bring. So this shelf holds my current physical TBR, and I think I'm just going to go through and take out all of the books that I would be interested in taking, and then once I have that pile, I might, you know, put some back. I think I've made my decisions. So let's start with the books that I'm bringing for videos. I'm not going to be reading for videos too much on this trip, but I have 2 books specifically for that. And I feel like that doesn't necessarily really count to my TBR, even though they are books that I'm going to be reading. I'm bringing New Moon, the second Twilight book. You may have seen that I read the first Twilight book for a video because I had never read any of the Twilight books or seen any of the films, so I made a video reading the first book for the first time. And I asked you guys if you wanted to see a video for the second book, and you said yes, so I am bringing this to start there. And then I'm going to do a video about rereading some books that I feel like I didn't appreciate enough the first time, and I am bringing normal people to read for that video. Then another reread slash special occasion book is Malibu Rising. I am reading this because I want to annotate it for my best friend. She has never read it and I feel like she would love this book. So I want to read it, annotate it, and then after my break I will give it to her. Then I have 5 more books for my physical TBR that I'm bringing as well. The first one is Pet. This is a physiological... I cannot pronounce this word. It's a thriller book. This book is about having a weird relationship with a teacher, I think, which is why it's called Pet. It's like teacher's pet. And also it's about racism and misogyny. So not very light subjects, but definitely things I'm really interested in reading about. So if I'm in the mood for something a little bit more, you know, dark and maybe emotional, I can read this one. This book I bought in my last video, and this is also a thriller. I love reading thrillers. So this is about a group of 6 girls in a summer that they're like best friends during this one summer, and then one of the girls disappears, and a few years later 3 of the girls try to figure out what happened to her, I think. Next book I'm bringing is called Small Worlds. This author also wrote Open Water, and that was one of my favorite books of the year that I read it. I think it was 2022, and I read Open Water on vacation in that year, so I figured I would want to read this one on vacation as well. I just kind of think it fits the vibes. Now, I honestly didn't really look at what this book was about. I just loved Open Water so much that I knew this was an immediate buy, and I think I want to go into it blind because I know I'm gonna be obsessed with the writing. Like, the writing in Open Water was so incredibly beautiful. I don't have to know what this book is about. I know I will love it. And I love going into books blind. I just really like not really having an idea about what it's about, just kind of allowing myself to be surprised. Then I have this book, Nothing Special. Now this has been on my wish list for years, and I got it for my birthday this year. This is about a girl who is hired as a typist for Andy Warhol. I think it will be kind of lighthearted and like funny, so hopefully, I don't know actually if that's true. I haven't obviously read it yet, but that's just the feeling I get. So I hope that that is actually what this book will be. And then the final book that I'm bringing is Someone Who Will Love You in All Your Damaged Glory. Now, first of all, I absolutely fell in love with this cover. And secondly, and this is written by the creator of BoJack Horseman, so I do feel like I have a pretty wide range of books that I'm bringing. I have some YA, I have some romance, I have a lot of thrillers, I have some fantasy, I have a short story collection, I have some non-fiction. The only book that I'm really doubting if I should bring, even though I'm probably not gonna finish all of these books, is this book by Deborah Levy. I read her autobiography series last year on summer break, and it was incredible. The vibes of those books are just kind of entangled with the vibes of my vacation last year. I feel like every time I think about that vacation, I think about those books. And I've actually never read any of her fiction work, so I kind of want to bring this as well, but I don't want to not bring any of the other books. But then again, I might as well bring it. It's a very small book. Like I said, I have no idea if I'm actually gonna finish all of these books. I probably won't, but I love having the options. We'll see. If you are interested in seeing which books I read and what I think about them, I will keep you updated in my summer vlogs. They will be coming online in like a few weeks because obviously I still need to go on the holiday and like read the books. But if you want to see that, you can subscribe down below. For now, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will hopefully see you again next week. Bye!